timeless heaven for your hair, nails, and overall well-being. Imagine yourself settling into a plush armchair, the aroma of essential oils and freshly brewed coffee filling the air. Expert stylists meticulously craft your perfect look, whether you're seeking a bold modern style or a classic timeless cut. Beyond the perfect haircut, indulge in a revitalizing manicure or pedicure. Our skilled technicians use only the finest ethically sourced products, ensuring a truly pampering experience for your skin and the planet. Enjoy a refreshing drink, a mojito, chamomile tea, or something bubbly while you unwind in our relaxing atmosphere. Looking to socialize? Challenge friends to a game of table tennis or snooker in our convivial relaxation area. Reconnect with yourself and leave feeling confident, truly pampered and beautifully you. DY Scott is more than just a salon. It's an experience that nourishes your mind, body and soul. Find us at Roadblock Jalingo, Konaru, or call 081-4563-6195 to book your appointment today. DY Scott, where style meets serenity.
Good evening and welcome to today's Politics on Some TV. Tonight, we're taking a closer look at the pivotal moment that shaped Nigeria's the first quarter of Nigeria politics, and we're diving into the trending stories that are defining our nation's future. So join our dynamic discussion with our guests who are going to call in as we bring you expert analysis and advice perspective on the issues that matters most. Let's explore the complexities of Nigeria politics together. So tune in and be part of the conversation. I am Abraham Minor Joda. Today on today's Politics on Some TV, we'll be looking at some of the stories that were major stories from the first quarter of the year 2025. We're going to look at them, look at how far the stories have gone, where are they now, stories that we've brought to this program to discuss, stories that made the front pages of the newspaper, some stories even went as far as becoming international, a point of discussions on politics around the world. Yes, but before we do that, let us look at the stories making the rounds and the news today across the country. So we're going to start today's with looking at the major stories making the rounds today around Nigeria. Sometimes today, there's a story that went round on social media platforms about the sacking of INEC boss and also the appointment of a new INEC chairman. And it went around, but although there was no credible source for the story, and a certain professor was named as the replacement for the INEC chairman. But later in the day, the presidency had debunked the widespread reports claiming that President Bola Tinubu had sacked the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmood Yakubu. The reports, which went viral on Monday, alleged that Yakubu has been removed from office and replaced with a certain Professor Bashiru Olami Lekon in what was described as a sweeping change in the electoral body's leadership. I've been able to go through the story and even did some vital checks on the name Professor Bashiru Olami Lekon, which came up empty. So reacting to the claims, the senior special advisor to the president on digital and new media, Otega Ogra, described the news as false and urged the public to disregard it. I think with that is it. The public is advised to disregard any story that has to do with the sacking of INEC boss and the appointment of a new one. The news is fake. So that is that for that. And he said if any such announcement will come from the secretary to the government office or any other official source, he said. So it is not from the office of the SGF. It is not a true story. It is false. So those of us that have been sharing it should disregard the story as fake news. Now, coming to another story today, we have a story on Labour Party. Yes, the Labour Party. On Friday there was a court ruling. Last week there was court ruling on the Bure-led chairmanship of the party, and up to now it has not been resolved. And as it stands, some people are of the opinion they've interpreted the judgment to mean that Bure is no longer the national party of the Labour. Is no longer the national chairman of the Labour Party, while some are saying as a Usman Anedi-led faction are not the authentic leaders of the party. So as it is, there are two factions claiming leadership of the party, and today there was a meeting. There was supposed to be a meeting of Peter Obi, Esther Nanedi, and other members of the Labour Party to decide and I'm sure at the end of this meeting there will be an official statement from that. But today, as it is now, we are not sure who is officially speaking for Labour Party, because there are two factions. And then there's this story that came out today that Bure-led NEC threatens to sanction Governor Oti and Peter Obi, the Bure-led faction. The comrade Julius Abure-led National Executive Committee of the Labour Party has threatened to sanction the Abia State Governor Alex Oti should he go ahead with the planned illegal stakeholders meeting scheduled to hold on Wednesday, April 9, 2025. Okay, so I think the stakeholders meeting was scheduled to hold on Wednesday, April 9, 2025, and the comrade Julius Abure-led National Executive Committee of the Labour Party threatened to sanction the Abia State Governor Alex Oti. It also warned the party's presidential candidate in the 2023 election, Mr. Peter Obi, against any conduct or utterance which promotes disunity within the party. So the party leadership said it will no longer take kindly to anti-party activities from any member, no matter how highly placed. In the same vein, the Labour Party NEC also allows the sack of Honorable Afam Ogene from his position as leader of the party's caucus in the House of Representatives. In this place, the NEC appointed Barrister Ben Etenabene as the new leader. So these decisions were contained in a communique read by the party's National Secretary Alhaji Umar Farouk at the end of the NEC meeting held at the National Secretariat in Abuja on Monday. Farouk said NEC is in session in the exercise of his duty, hereby cautioned the former presidential candidate of a great party not to participate in any action capable of undermining the peace, unity, and integrity of the party, as the NEC will not hesitate to issue a stiffer penalty found culpable. So the party's NEC also expressed satisfaction with the recent ruling of the Supreme Court affirming the supremacy of the party in determining its leadership. It further stressed that no points within the Supreme Court judgment did it sack Julius Abure as national chairman. So as it is, the drama continues with the Labour Party, just as it is with the PDP. The Supreme Court has ruled that the court has no powers to decide the internal running of the party. They should go back home and sort out their differences. But as it is, some are saying the rulings sacked, the court rulings in effect made the chairmanship of the Abure rule out the chairmanship of Abure. Abure is saying that, and his faction are saying that nowhere in the court ruling did he say that his chairmanship was illegal. And they also say NEC in session condemned in strong terms the activities of the caretaker committee illegally established by Alex Oti and Peter Obi in the so-called stakeholders meeting held on the 4th of September 2024 in Umuahia. The Supreme Court admonished party leaders and members of the party to always abide by the constitution of the party. So NEC noted that Article 14(4) B gives the powers to call meetings only to the National Secretary with the approval of the National Chairman. Accordingly, NEC warned all members to abide by the constitution of the party. So that is what is going on with the Labour Party for now. And the crisis have been there from 2023, and it seems to be going nowhere. I think from 2022, and it seems to be going nowhere. So that is the story, one of the major stories making the rounds today politically in Nigeria. So I think by tomorrow, we may get a response from Alex Oti or Peter Obi or other stakeholders, and also other stakeholders in the PDP. So let us look at some of the things that led to this. The Labour Party, there's information that says the Labour Party had a valid National Convention 2019, and their host tenure was constitutionally due to end in 2023. Okay, let me take this. Let's take earlier in the address of welcome, Abure, who chaired the NEC meeting, said recent development within the party, particularly in the aftermath of the Supreme Court's pronouncement on the leadership matters, necessitated this gathering. So it went further to say, let me begin by extending a profound appreciation to the Supreme Court of Nigeria for its courageous and principled stance in affirming the supremacy of the political parties in managing their internal affairs. So Abure said, and I quote, in his judgment concerning Labour Party, the apex court unequivocally reasserted that leadership dispute arising within the political party remain within the exclusive purview of the party's constitution and governance structures. Accordingly, the court declined jurisdiction in the appeal brought by Senator Nnedi Usman, thereby reinforcing the foundational principle of party autonomy. It is, however, regrettable that certain actors, most notably Senators Nnedi Usman and Darlington Wokocha, has chosen to misinterpret the ruling, deliberately misleading the public and attempting to manufacture confusion through a purported caretaker committee. So those who convened the national meeting in Umuahia lacked the legal authority to do so, neither holds the office of the national chairman nor national secretary as required by the party's constitution. The Labour Party held a valid national convention in 2019, whose tenure was constitutionally due to end in 2023. In response to the extraordinary demands of the 2023 election, our NEC meeting in Asaba in April of that year authorized 1 year extension, pushing the end of the tenure to June 9, 2024. While in line with the resolution and constitution of the party, a fresh national convention was duly convened and held on March 27, 2024 in Nnewi, Anambra State. So that was according to the Abure-led faction of the Labour Party. So the drama continues, and we're right here on Today's Politics. We will keep you updated on what goes on with the Labour Party. So that is it for now on the issue of the Labour Party. Now, another story that makes the round today is, this also has to do not with the Labour Party. Well, let me say it has to do with the Labour Party, but in this case, it has to do with Peter Obi. Peter Obi, there's this story that says Tanko counters XDP's Adebayo, says Obi remains in Labour Party. The campaigner for the 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate says the ex-Anambra State governor has not joined the Social Democratic Party, SDP. So this is the interim national coordinator of the Obedient Movement Worldwide, Yunusa Tanko, on Monday, said Peter Obi is a member of the party for further developments. As far as I'm concerned, he said His Excellency Peter Obi is a member of the Labour Party. It remains so until when there's another thing that may come up, Tanko said on Channels Television, The Morning Brief. The Labour Party chieftain was reacting to a claim by SDP's 2023 flag bearer Adewale Adebayo, who said Obi and former Vice President Atiku Abubakar have begun talks to join SDP. Before Adewale, SDP National Secretary Olu Agunloye has also said Obi's men were lobbying his party ahead of the next poll. Franco further added that the leaders of the Labour Party will make some positions clear to Nigerians in the coming days, especially in line with the Supreme Court judgment sacking Julius Abure as Labour Party chairman. So, well, that's it. The SDP leadership is claiming that Peter Obi and his crew are already having talks with the SDP to join, but the Tamko, who is the campaigner of the 2020 Labour Party and also an interim national coordinator of the Obedient Movement Worldwide, said no, that Peter Obi is still a member of the Labour Party for now, until maybe something else occurs. So that is it. So as it is, claims and counterclaims, and well, Peter Obi himself has not said he's no longer a member of the Labour Party. And if you look at it, he's even one of those that may attend the stakeholders meeting to hold on April 9, 2025 at Umuahia. So we look forward to that if he attends this party and not a member of the SDP. So that's another story to look up to in the coming days, and I'm sure it's going to get, as the time comes, as the coalition or the alliance or the mergers that is being planned, I guess Otta will going to be getting more stories like this of people being said, some parties saying some have joined and others. Yes, there will be transfers from one party to the other, and you will see strange bedfellows moving in the same direction, and you see friends moving in opposite directions. That is politics. And 2025 and 2026, we will witness a lot of those cross-carpeting or party switching. It has become a mainstay of Nigerian politics around the election period. So, well, we'll keep you updated on that. Then another story that has been one of the major stories for today is the story of the protest by Take It Back. The protest by Take It Back movement. And we can see that youth defy police warning, state protest in Lagos, Abuja, Rivers, others. And the police has earlier urged the organizers to cancel their planned protest, describing the timing as ill-conceived and mischievous. Young demonstrators under the aegis of the Take It Back movement on Monday defied police warning and stage protests in Abuja, Lagos, Oyo, Rivers, among other states. The protest is aimed at, and most of them are clad in signature red berets. The protesters began their rally in Lagos at the Ikeja under bridge, marching through major roads in the state capital while chanting solidarity songs under the watchful eyes of police officers. Nigerian Police Force NPF has earlier urged the movement to cancel its planned nationwide protest, describing the timing as ill-conceived and mischievous. However, in a swift response, activists and former presidential candidate Omoyele Sowore dismissed the police concerns, rejecting claims that the protest scheduled for Monday was intended to undermine the National Police Day celebration. The Take It Back movement protests are usually without any specific demands. The Take It Back movement have been active in organizing protests and making demands on various issues. The state of the Nigerian economy, the President Declaration of States of Emergency in Rivers State, among other issues. While in Oyo, members of the Take It Back movement held a peaceful demonstration in Ibadan, the state capital, with security operatives on standby to ensure no breach of peace. But in Rivers, in Port Harcourt, Rivers State capital, police fired tear gas at protesters at the situation turned orange in Port Harcourt, where police fired tear gas at protesters at the Isaac Borough Park. Nobody can tell us we're not together. We are Rivers people, the young demonstrators told the police who wanted them not to hold the protest. And we have policemen gave the protester a hot chase and beat up some of them, including journalists reporting the event. The protesters, as earlier told the police that they had informed the police command of their intention to stage the demonstration in the letter dated April 3, 2025. One of the protesters told newsmen that the peaceful protest was to express their grievances to the government. I say we are not here for violence. The demonstrator listed some of their grievances to include the repeal of the Cybercrime Act and the suspension of Governor Siminalayi Fubara. As it is, we have no government. The government of Rivers State is alien to our people. It is unconstitutional, and we're here to demand that our governor comes back to office and lead us appropriately. I say we have a social contract with the governor and not the sole administrator. This is democracy, he said. And all like Rivers, like Abuja, the protesters who gathered at the Maitama area of the nation's capital to express their grievances on Monday morning were dispersed with tear gas canisters, with St. Mary's scampering for safety. The protest, which is part of a nationwide demonstration spearheaded by the Take It Back movement and other civil society organizations, began earlier in the day to draw attention to several national issues. But the demonstrators who carried placards bearing inscriptions such as "Stop the Repression," "Let Us Breathe," as they marched through the streets of the Federal Capital Territory. With them was a human rights activist and former presidential candidate Omoyele Sowore was present at the protest ground to show solidarity with the movement. In a statement released last week, Friday, the national coordinator of the Take It Back movement, Juwon Sanyaolu, said the protest is aimed at resisting what will term the increasing authoritarianism of the current administration and to demand urgent relief for Nigeria's battling inflation and insecurity. So that is that for the protest, the Take It Back movement protests across the country. So, we call on the security operatives to ensure that these protesters are protected to exercise their rights. It's the duty of the police to protect protesters and ensure that it's peaceful. And it's also the duty of the protesters to ensure that they don't allow hoodlums or whatever it is infiltrate them, and they should also ensure that their protest is peaceful and does not disrupt the activities of other Nigerians. Protest is the right of every Nigerian who wants to protest has a right to protest, and it's also the duty of the police to ensure that these protests are peaceful. So that are some of the stories we're going to take for today. But before we go to the next segment, we would like to let you know that this program is a special edition and it's meant for you. So we are going to call in. I will discuss on the stories making the round today. So you are going to call into the program. The number to call is 0704 919 8503. So we'll call in and we'll listen to your views on the stories that we've talked about and any other story that has to do with the politics of Nigeria. And when we come back, we'll also take a look at some of those two major stories that made the first quarter of 2025 in Nigeria. We'll look at those stories and you see where they are now, and we'll discuss it because we need to know our history. If we don't know our past, we wouldn't know where we're going to. So before we go to the next segment, we'll go for a short break. And when we come back, the lines will be open for you to call in. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Some TV, the pulse of the nation.
Welcome back to today's Politics on Some TV. And I'm very sure you're waiting for this segment where we'll discuss our past events. And some of those events are still on. We're still discussing them today, but I just want us to look at some one or two or three major stories that made the first quarter of 2023. And just like I said, this is the segment